Oh, I'm feeling low again. I don't wanna let it go. Oh, I'm feeling.
Welcome to Domino One. I'm your host, Smith Paul, and today I have a special guest. And today's going to be very, very interesting. I've never had a guest before where we actually talk about the topics that we're about to talk about. And I hope you enjoy it. And without further ado, I have Gold Matthew. Gold Matthew, thank you for taking the time to speak with me. And hopefully the viewer's going to get something out of this. And so tell everybody a little bit about you and before we get started into the questions.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Gold Matthew, and I'm originally Nigerian, but I live in Houston, Texas, USA. Um, I have my bachelor's degree in biochemistry, but currently enrolled for my master's in public health. That's epidemiology specifically. Yeah. So that's a little summary about me, basically.
That sounds very smart. All the stuff. It sounds like you're doing a lot of studying. Your head is just buried in the books a lot, which is awesome. And I think that's very important. That's very important. And we're going to talk about that a little bit in the interview. So right off the bat, let's just start with this question. At what age did you first feel pressure to succeed? And the reason why I'm asking that question is specifically because I was born in Haiti, so I understand the culture there versus the culture here. When you grow up in a poor environment and your parents, your peers are all looking at you to be the one to kind of flip the page and get them to a better spot. And there's a lot riding on you. So there's a lot of pressure. So for you coming from Nigeria, I'd like to know if that's something that you encountered. And if so, if you could speak a little bit more about that.
Pressure, I feel like growing up, I didn't really have any much pressure apart from educational pressure. I depended on my parents solely up until even up till now, not 100% again, but the only pressure I had growing up was pressure, educational pressure. That's one thing about the Nigerian educational system. Yeah, education
Okay.
pressure.
Okay. Tell us about Nigeria. So tell us about some key differences between Nigeria. For somebody who has never been or doesn't know much about Nigeria, that side of the world, tell us a little bit more about Nigeria. What was life like when you were born there, being raised there, and just tell us a little bit more.
Okay, first of all, I'll say Nigeria is one of the countries in West Africa. You know, in Africa, we have several countries. I haven't even been
Right.
to most of them,
Mm-hmm.
but Nigeria is located in the West Africa. And Nigeria, according to Nigeria, is called the giant of Africa because it has diverse cultures. In Nigeria, we speak over 250 languages.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yes, yes.
That's a lot.
And over 250 ethnic groups. We have 36 states in Nigeria, and I'm from Kogi State. That's the state that I was born in. It's
Okay.
called Kogi State. So I would say Nigeria is beautiful. The culture is beautiful. The food is to die for.
I'm sure it
Yeah,
is.
everything.
I'm a
Yeah.
foodie. I'm a foodie for sure.
Nigeria is very beautiful. And I would say growing up in Nigeria, it was the only place I called home. So it wasn't bad at all until I grew up to come in the world and try to start like doing things myself. And I see there are a lot of things that is going on apart from the beauty of the country. It's the politics is something else. The educational system and the competition in the job market is also like, it's just crazy. Asides that, Nigeria is a very beautiful place to live in. Beautiful culture, beautiful food. Nigeria is the center of Afrobeats.
I love
So
Afrobeats. Yes.
yeah, we have good music, the likes of Davido, Whiskey, Rema. Like Nigeria's produced a lot of global superstars like we hear of today.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
That's beautiful.
I,
So what do you think, so you mentioned the politics aspect of it. So what do you think is going there and why is it so bad?
I feel like the people do not really have a say.
Mm,
They say you elect leaders, but it feels more like selection at the end of the day,
mm-hmm.
because the person people would want to be there at the end of the elections is not who is there.
Mm-hmm.
And then whenever people get into power, like they kind of take everything for themselves. That's the crazy
Greed.
part about the Nigerian politics. They don't care about the masses. And because Nigeria is diverse in cultures, we have two major religions in Nigeria, and that's the Christianity and Islam.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like Islam is like more in power and dominating the whole system. So the Christians don't really have a say, especially currently with the whole Christian killings going on there.
Right. Yeah. I
And
was going to ask
the
you about
government,
that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, the government is doing absolutely nothing about it. Trust me.
About the Christians being persecuted there, is that happening anywhere from where you were born, you were raised, and do you know anybody who's been personally victimized by that situation there?
Yeah, I watch the news every day, and people keep calling from home and saying it's crazy back there. People keep dying every day. The militants, the headsmen, or whatever they call them, they just go displace communities, kill people, kill children, women for no just reason. In fact, there's no valid reason to kill anyone to
Right.
start with. But
Yeah.
I feel like they're trying to Islamize the country.
Wow. So why do you
Yeah, they
think
feel
that?
like
So why do you think that? Is it because you believe that the people doing the killings are from the Islam side of the religious
definitely,
party? Okay.
definitely,
Okay.
definitely. I would say I grew up around a lot of Muslims because in Nigeria, why I say it's diverse I'm from the northern part of Nigeria, and
Okay.
the northern part of Nigeria is majorly Islam. So when some part of them convert to Christianity, like my family specifically, in my whole family, I think only my grandpa became a Christian, and then it followed down to my father, and everyone in my family are Christians. But outside, like my cousins, I have Muslim cousins. We did relate with a lot of Muslims while growing up, and we all love each other. But there's this specific sect that I do not know where they popped out from. They just believe that every single person should be a Muslim, and if you're not a Muslim, you should die.
Wow.
So that's just how it's they're kind of imposing the religion and people. And there's this group they call the Boko Haram,
I've
and
heard of yeah.
it simply means book is bad because haram is bad, and they're saying education should be eradicated. Western education should be eradicated.
Wow. That's incredible because when you watch the news, you hear about what's happening, and we have our own problems here in the States, and so there's all sorts of problems going on all around the world. But sometimes everything gets viewed under this bipartisan look, and so you don't lens rather. So you don't know whether or not that it is as bad as they're saying it is, or you don't know if it's just like, hey, or they're just saying that for a political reason,
Oh
trying to gain
no,
some kind
it's
of favor. But you having
hmm,
been from there and know people from there, that's very
yeah.
enlightening that to hear that
It's
it is true.
very bad. Like every day I wake up and praying, Lord God, let this just
Mm,
end. Because I still have family back home. I'm just
yes.
here with my siblings and my
Mm,
mom. My
mm-hmm,
dad is still in Nigeria.
mm,
Even though it's not at the center of where, like they're infiltrating every state now. It's very, I mean, I like
mm,
every day I wake up, I'm just tense. I'll hear, "Oh, they
yeah.
killed 20 people in this place, they killed 30 people in this place." Up till now, as I'm talking to you, there are over hundreds of kids that are abducted from the school with their teacher and their principal,
Mm.
everyone. And you need to see pictures and videos of how they're torturing these kids. Like, and I'm like, what is the government doing about this? Like,
That was my next
this pe-
question. Yeah, what is the
this
government
pe-
doing?
These people, like, you know their location. There's no way you tell me you don't know where these people are located. You clearly know where they're located. Why are they not doing anything? And it boils down to, in fact, it starts from the top. The president of Nigeria is a Muslim. The vice president of Nigeria is a Muslim. What do you expect? When two Muslims are leading in a country where Christians and Muslims are supposed to, have equal rights.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's like that. And then whenever the government comes out to talk about this, all they say is trying to negotiate with these criminals and make peace with them and bring them back into the society that they are killing. Every time I watch the news, it doesn't even make sense to me. Like, I just pray that God intervenes one way or the other. But right now, it's a mess.
Right. And obviously, a prayer is the number one thing that we got to keep doing, especially as Christians. We got to keep praying for peace. But other than that, do you think there is a way for, I know the government it's from the sound of it, is tilted towards the Muslim faith and kind of, I don't know if they don't want to do anything or felt like they can't do anything, or I'm not sure which one it is, but what is for sure is that people are dying. People are dying by the masses, and it is unfair. Do you think there is a way that Christians or people who just don't align with that kind of violence will revolt at some point for a change if the government doesn't do anything? Because, I mean, what are people feeling? What are people thinking? People who are there, like, what are they saying? So, like, for example, if nothing's going to happen, we got to do this. We got to stand up. We got to do this. We got to pick up guns. We got to stop the killing. So what are people saying on the ground?
So right now, I feel like people, according to what I see on social media, I feel like it's all talk right now.
Talk. Okay.
I feel like if all Christians can unite as one and make a decision unanimously, there would be change. But there's no unity. That's where it starts from. There is no unity to even start with. People would be online saying, the government is this, the government is that, blah, 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 talking trash about the government. And they're not protesting. They're not protesting. Tomorrow, like, I believe by next year, if I'm not mistaken, an election will take place in Nigeria again. And these people, well, maybe because personally, I don't consider Nigeria a third world.
Okay.
Because I grew up in Nigeria and I know that Nigeria is rich in resources. We have gold, we have oil, we have everything we need to make a nation great. So Nigeria is not. But because people don't get jobs and there's limited jobs for people who have connections with someone in power, so someone who is not even educated, let's say, for example, a doctor, an accountant working in health sector, just because they have connection with someone there. So that's a problem. It starts there. So the rate of poverty is high. And when these politicians come and distribute money and rice and just little food for the day, these people come out in their masses to support. Despite this, I saw something that really blew my mind, and I'm like, damn, like there's no redemption at this point. These kidnappers and terrorists, they have TikTok pages, they have TikTok accounts that they come online to flaunt the ransom, the money they get for ransom, because they would kidnap people and ask for hundreds of millions. They would take the money and still kill the people. They'll come out and flaunt this money. Guess the people in the comment section asking for their share of money. Nigerians. Nigerians that should be fighting against this are begging these terrorists for 100K, for 20K. And from what I heard, one of the kidnappers in a day dished out about 40 million naira. In a comment section. Yeah, generously. I'm like, then where, how is the change going to happen when you don't even make that decision within yourself? I feel like they're not ready yet.
Yeah, no, that's a very, very horrible spot to be in.
Yeah,
And I can relate to your sentiments because, like I said, I've been born in Haiti and I've seen a lot of things there. And even now, you watch the news, there's just a lot of bad things happening. And you see those kidnappers, those gang leaders also having TikTok and Instagram and all sorts of stuff. They're doing exactly what you just said. So is the like the gall that they have to actually be committing crimes on the open and nothing's happening. And so it is easy for people to feel like, where's the hope? There's no hope. And in Haiti, not that long ago, a few years ago, the president was assassinated. So if the president can be assassinated, so
I
what
know.
hope do I have as a simple citizen of this country who does not have nearly like close to the resource that the president had? So that emboldens those bad people to keep doing the bad things. And I'm hearing like a nation, a group of people that don't have any regards for each other's lives. And that's a horrible, horrible place to be when you don't care
Yeah.
about your own brothers and sisters, like your own fellow Nigerian. Ugh,
Right.
that is hard. That is very hard. So
Imagine requesting for your share of money from the life of someone who was just murdered.
yeah. Wow.
Family sourced for 100 million and pay for the ransom of the life of this person, and the person was still murdered at the end of the day.
That's a horrible
So,
place to be. That's a horrible place to be. Hey, let's lighten this interview a little bit more.
for
So,
real?
no, this is all good stuff, and I do think people need to hear about that. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
a lot of times people feel like they can't do much. Oh, this is happening, like continents away, like so, like thousands of miles away. But at the end of the day, at the very least, we can start praying for these people. I'm not one to believe that there's no hope. There's absolutely no hope. It may
Yeah.
look
It's a
extremely
bad.
grim, but there's hope. There's always hope. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
you just gotta just try something different, keep fighting, keep asking, keep hoping, and just keep
And
again
praying,
praying.
because,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So let's go to education. So
Yeah.
now, what do you think about the US educational system versus the Nigerian educational system?
Education is easy here. I
It's
love it.
easy here. I thought you might
Yes.
say that. I thought you might say that. That's been my experience with other international people. Why is that though?
So it's so easy the way that even if you were zero, like you had 0.0000 in all courses that you did back in Nigeria and you come here, you'll be an A. You'll
Hmm.
be an A student. Reasons because they don't bombard you with course loads, first of
Mhm.
all. You're just
Mhm.
required to take at most 12 credits in a semester.
Mm.
At most. Some even take 9, 8, which is very fair. Back
Right.
home,
Mhm.
during my undergraduate, when I was doing my degree in biochemistry, for a semester, I
Yeah.
usually did 26 credits.
Wow.
26 credits
It's quite a difference.
is about 10 courses just in one semester. But here, just 3, 4, and then you have time to do your thing. Oh my God. It's so easy here. And also there, I don't know, like I'm being plain honest now. Though I don't think the lecturers or the instructors there are really doing what they're supposed to do. People learn differently.
You mean here or not or Nigeria?
No, no, I mean personally, everyone has their way of learning. You don't
Sure.
impose the way of learning on anyone. And
Yeah.
that's the beautiful about here, even from high school.
Okay.
I think the problem in with the Nigerian educational system starts from the elementary, starts from the very foundation.
Mhm.
The pressure starts there. But
Mhm.
here, I think your teacher would look at you and know the exact your exact strength
Mhm.
and walk with you that way. But in Nigeria, if you're failing in exams or tests, they'll just say you're dull. You're dull. You're a dull student. You don't know anything
Mm.
and all. And then with the societal pressure, family pressure, because
Mhm.
every every family wants to have at least one doctor and a lawyer.
Yep, yep. No, I hear that. Yeah, that's for sure. I understand
Yeah.
that completely. Again, like you and I, we have it
Like it's not a bad thing, but the
it's
pressure is
not
just so
it's not a bad thing at all because like you always gotta keep striving to be
Yeah.
better than your parents,
Yeah.
more successful, and just be better in every area. That's as you evolve, as you try to create yourself, like you want to be better at basically everything. You're not going to be better at everything,
Yeah.
but there's a balance to it, right? So when you feel like, again, as you just described, it's literally nothing else matters. Like your emotional states, your spiritual states, your like it's all about the educational. Why? Because your parents want you to become that. It's not so much about
Exactly.
what are my what am I good at? Like what do I want to become?
Ex-
Do I want to become, an engineer? Do I want to become a teacher? Do I want to become this and that? It's almost like that's been taken away from the kids. And so the pressure is so tremendous. And I don't I personally don't think it's healthy. It's not balanced, right? But I don't know.
Mhm.
Is that what you think too? Like it's kind of like one size fits all type of thing. Like you're gonna go to school, learn this, do this, do this, do this. Like there's no freedom for the kid, for the child, for the young student to be like, hey, listen, I really like this. I actually want to go there without feeling like, hey, I'm putting my parents down. I'm disappointing my parents. Is that what you think? Is that what you're thinking as well?
Yeah. Well, yes, because the pressure was so intense that when you graduate from elementary here, they have this graduation celebration for everyone cheering for you. Hell no,
Mm-hmm.
no one is
Mm.
cheering for you until you're done with university.
See, that's not pressure I'm
If
talking about. Nothing else
you,
matters. It's either you get an A or if you get an A minus or a B, you're
Lord,
no good. I don't think
my
that's it.
dad would tell us then if you take first in your class this session, I'll buy you a bicycle. I never got that bicycle, by the way. I
Yeah.
never got it, and I did take first, but that's another talk. But it's just so crazy that I never had freedom. What I would say,
Mm.
freedom until
Yeah.
I finished university at the very early age. I finished my first degree at the age of 19.
Hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
That's early.
Yeah.
That's
And
early.
that 19, it would have been earlier. It would have been way earlier. I would have finished at the age of 16 if I had not waited at home for like 2 years before I got admission to the university because I didn't get the course that I wanted to do. My parents wanted us to do medicine. And because the system, the pressure is so intense, like the
Hmm.
competition is high. When we
Right.
write exams, the maybe out of 1,000, they're picking just 100 people for medicine and all of that.
Wow.
So it's just crazy. At the end of the day, I'm like, oh, I'll just do biochemistry first and see how it goes from there.
Now,
And
if your parents are watching right now and listening to you, what do you want them to know about how they raised you? Is more specifically about the education system, how like the pressure that they put on you. What would you want them to know, and how will you going forward? I don't know if you have a family, but if you do, or when you
yeah,
have a family, how do you want to change things moving forward?
hmm.
Or if
I'll
any,
first,
I don't know.
I'll first of all say thank you very much, Dad. Thank you very much.
I love it.
Like that
Gratitude is
made me to where I am today. At least
yeah.
I came here and I tried to take the medical school exam and it was like, I'm like, oh my God, this is easy.
Wow.
Something that people are taking and like people fail MCAT, people fail like medical entrance examinations and all that. But it was like, oh my God, this is so easy for me. Do you get? So I'm grateful to them for the pressure, whatever it is that
Hmm.
they put on us then. But
Hmm.
I would say I wouldn't do that to my kids. I would want them to make decisions on their own because I don't know if this is really what I wanted to do, or
Yeah.
the pressure at the end of the day made me fall in love with
Yeah.
what I'm right now.
Okay.
Because I'm a professional singer, I sing, and I've always
Is that
wanted to be a
right?
star.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. See, that's
I've
what I'm
always
talking about.
wanted.
So yeah, so like giving kids like the freedom to choose,
Yeah,
but also it's
hmm,
about understanding your kids. Like
yeah,
you will know your kids' strengths and lean into those things. Let them lean into them, whether it's sports, whether it's singing, whether I think it's really good to understand your kids what they want to do. Not that I'm saying I'm
yeah.
one of those parents just like, hey, whatever you want to do, just do it. Like, oh, feel free to just do it. Like, no, I'm not. I'm also very strict, but at the same time, I have
Mhm.
a very good pulse on this is
Yeah,
the personality that my son or my daughter has. Like, I want them to lean into that. Or they might have
exactly.
many. Lean into all of them until you pinpoint
We
exactly
didn't
what
have
it
that
is you want
option
to.
at all.
Yeah,
Imagine I told
exactly.
my dad I wanted to be a musician when I grew up. He was like, "What is that?
Exactly. How can you make money doing that?
What
Exactly.
exactly?" He said, "That's a side job. Do what
Yeah.
you can do because everyone in my family sings."
Yeah.
You get.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
were
No.
like, we all sing. But
Yeah.
my dad, even though he went into the ministry, he's a missionary and a bishop and all that.
Mm-hmm.
He also has his degree. He did aeronautical engineering. So he is in the science field. So no one in the family was permitted to even take an art class.
No art.
I feel like that even influenced my mom because back then when we're growing up, my mom was a banker.
Okay.
And then suddenly when me and my siblings came to join my mom here, she's a nurse now. She's been a nurse for like 8 years.
Okay.
8 to 30. She's a nurse. Like that influence, like when everything you're talking about is science, 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 science. It
I
just
hear you.
changed.
I hear you. Now,
I hope it's better.
yeah. So here's another question. Do Nigerian students have more resilience but less emotional freedom? I feel like we already talked about that a little bit, but
No, no,
what are your thoughts on that? To put
less
a bow on it, I
resilient.
guess. Do you think they have more resilience but less emotional freedom?
More resilience, less emotional freedom. Yes,
Hmm.
correct.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because,
Yeah.
yeah. So again, because of cultural norms, right? Because
Yeah. You
you
have
said,
to do it.
yeah, you have to do it. So therefore, it's not up to you what you like or what you don't like. You just do what
Yeah.
your parents want you to do. What,
Yeah.
you know. And so with something like that, do you find yourself or do you think young girls or young boys or grow up to be resentful towards their parents?
Not really, because that's all we see as a norm.
Mm.
That's
So
all
you're
we
just
feel
so
it's
in,
normal.
so just so ingrained. So it's not even something that
Yeah,
people
we feel the pressure
protest.
is normal. I only
Mm.
came here and then saw that kids have had freedom to like go to school if they want to. If you're even done with high school and you don't want to further, it's up to you. I'm like,
Hmm.
wow.
Mm.
And the beautiful thing about the system here is, even if you have a high school diploma, you can still get a job in a
Yeah.
decent place and work.
Hmm. Yeah.
But in Nigeria, most people that even graduate from polytechnics
Hmm.
hardly get a job. Why? Because you have to be university graduate. You have to. That's why you see 80% of Nigerians in America have their master's degree. In fact, that because that's what we know.
Right.
If you check, like in every Nigerian household in the United States, Nigerians living in the United States, like the average educational level is maybe a degree, but
Mm.
most of them have a master's degree
Mm.
or a PhD.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Now, let's move to another topic, and this one's about relationships. So, I've written my book here on CSA, and it's about just creating this platform where people who have been, SA'd or CSA or any sexual abuse of any kind, I want them to know that it is not the end, and they don't need to stay in silence and let that keep them from achieving their true potential. So, I've written a self-help book right here, Scars Beneath the Skin. Do you think that is something that is prevalent in Nigeria?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And are
No,
people
no shade.
aware? What's that?
Huh?
Go
Yeah,
ahead, sorry.
no shades whatsoever. But I feel like maybe due to personal experience and experience what people around me that I've seen, there are a very few healthy relationships out there. Very few. A lot of women go through not just physical abuse,
Mm,
emotional abuse is also something
right.
very with the people. Let's even remove the marriage aspect out of it. Like even in the dating pool, like a lot of people find themselves in situationships now.
Yeah,
Like especially guys.
yeah.
Like I don't know, most of them claim that they're not ready to commit or whatever, or they just want to play around. They end up getting ladies to fall in love with them one way or the other, and that'll leave them hanging, not defining this relationship. And a lot of people are stuck in that circle. So it's something that really affects their mental. And at the end of the day, when they find themselves in relationships that they could cherish, that's trauma starts to show itself, and it's causing a lot of dysfunctions.
Yes, that is true. Culture right now, I think it's not that it's ever been perfect, but right now I feel like we're really heading down a slippery slope where we're losing what we don't understand what value is, and we're replacing value with something that we don't even truly understand. That's not, that hasn't been tried and tested, and
Yeah.
I think the generation that will be getting the worst of it, or the the group of people that will be getting the worst of it will be the children, because they're
Yeah.
growing up in this environment. They're not understanding why it is the way it is, and eventually it will catch up to them and it will start to hurt them. And I don't think we're ready to see the end result of that. And I think we need to talk about it. We need to talk about it, try to figure out a way to stop this trend from going the way that it is going. So
Yeah.
is there any personal testimonies that you care to share about why you feel the way that you feel about it?
Well, I'll say growing up, I didn't really prioritize relationships because I only had one focus, which is going to school and getting out of it.
Education.
So
Mhm.
the moment I got out of school, not even immediately, like 2 years out, I was 21, about 2021, when I got into my first relationship, and it was terrible. Like,
Sorry about that.
yeah, like I'm like, if this would be my first experience in a relation, like I zeroed my mind totally from even having to deal with anyone again, because this guy, I met this guy in church.
Mm.
It's the best place to meet anyone.
Mhm.
I served in the choir. He was an usher in the church, and I felt like this was gonna head somewhere, but he played me big time. Played with my innocence, and at the end of the day, I realized that he had a serious relationship going on in the same church with someone. And because I had this mindset, like, I don't want to be with like more than one person my entire life,
Mhm.
like only one person. So he said something to me one time when he opened about like is actually in a relationship and they had issues, and that was where it came to me. But she came back begging and is going back to her, blah blah blah. But that he wants me to wait, be on standby.
Hmm.
That anything could go wrong. Like he's trying to wrap the whole thing up, and that this relationship has been going on for a while, and the whole church knows about it. So he wants to take his time to separate from her. But unfortunately, the relationship was going on well. So I was the one in the hidden. Like when we come to church, he would act like he doesn't know me.
Mm.
Like, I started not wanting to even come to church at all, because whenever I come, like, as a lady, there's a way you feel. Like, I just felt so bad. And it never like cut it out with me. I already liked him like 100%. And he wouldn't let me go, and he wouldn't commit
Mhm.
fully to me.
Mhm.
So I just waited there like that, like he said. I just waited and was just taking all the rubbish.
Yeah.
But then it didn't end like that. He ripped me off. Every single money that my mom, my dad sent to me, I was sending almost everything I had to him because he had an emotional story to tell.
Mhm.
There was a time he didn't come to church for a while, and since that's the only place I get to see him, since I wouldn't get access to him, we wouldn't hang out. He wouldn't let me come to his area, probably because his girl is around and he wouldn't want her to like catch on the whole secret relationship. He only saw me whenever
Mhm.
I wanted to see me. So the church was the only place where I could see him. even though
Right.
we chat and talk all the time.
Yeah.
I remember coming back from church every Sunday, and then I developed a panic attack. Like, it was so bad that every Sunday, this is funny. Anyone that listens to my story would think I'm a fool, but I was just in love.
I hear that. I hear that. Now,
Yeah, I was
now,
just in.
well, first of all, I'm sorry that you had to go through
Yeah.
that because I mean, no
Mhm.
one wants to go through it. But what you're, but what you're describing though,
Yeah.
I find it. I mean, there are people out there that are just like predators. That's just what it is, and a lot of times you find it more towards men, and it's just sad that all they want to do is just have fun and take advantage of people. And so when I talk about the slippery slope, now you hear about a lot of women on social media thinking that, you know, this term that they use, body counts. So they look at the man doing that, just racking up the body counts, and they feel like they're entitled to do the exact same thing. And that's when I feel like we've lost the plot where you think, you know, it is the same thing. I don't condone any man doing that.
Hmm.
I think it's disgusting. I think it's filthy. I think you're worth more than
Yeah.
that. And I think if you can, you should definitely wait for the right person, the special person that was
Yeah.
meant for you. And I think women should do the same thing. I'm not holding men to one standard and women to another
So
one.
another.
But
Hmm.
women in particular, like there's so much more to lose when you just decide to live that life. You know, you're talking about like diseases, you both can get it. Only one can
I
get
know.
pregnant. And when you get pregnant, that's no easy thing. Like you got
Yeah.
somebody, another life now at stake. Why not
Hmm.
take it seriously? Why not, I don't know. Like I get the whole falling in love. I get the whole you want to live life. I get the whole just you want to have fun. But at the end of the day, you gotta this is not the first time. And like I don't know. I just feel like I have girls. So and I'm planning on just not only the very little, but moving forward while they're of age, that's a conversation that we're gonna sit down and have as many times as possible because I think that's one area that parents are lacking heavily, where they don't get where they don't sit their children down to explain to them what's out there, and those children get
See.
to experience those things or get thrown in to that
Mm.
life with no
Yeah.
way of dealing with it, with no tools to fix things when they get thrown into that kind of lifestyle. And I think parents are doing kids a disservice by not talking to them, whether it's awkward, whether it's uncomfortable. I don't care what it is, but you not talking to them, you leave them more at risk, more susceptible to just have a life in ruin just because they didn't have the proper education. I don't know if kind of
Yeah. I
there.
feel like parents, because while growing up, oh, in fact, my mom will tell me if a guy touches me like this, I'll get pregnant. Like if he touches my hands, I'll
Mm,
get pregnant.
well, I'm not to that
That was
extent.
what that's what she would say. And then my dad used to also be very, very strict. Like I told you, I never like had any male friend until I was 21. I
Hmm.
went to the university I went to, people called it a glorified secondary school because it was a Christian school, of course, and we're like locked in one space. It was
Hmm.
strict. In my final year, I got leadership. I didn't even have time to date anyone at all
Hmm.
because, well, of course, education was the first and priority. But they said after we're done with school, you can try and start talking to people and all of that. Even though I still waited and I was 21 before I started talking to anyone and I still fell into that. So
Yeah.
I I feel like people need to work on it. Men need to do better and work on themselves too.
Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah,
I think.
because
Yeah.
a lot of pretense out there, like because you know that I have a standard,
Hmm.
you just try to fit into that standard and pretend to be who you're not. Because in the beginning, like everyone, in fact, the moment I saw this guy, I started seeing wedding bells ringing in the
Mm.
sky.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I never knew what's a devil. And
Yeah.
it took me another 2 years to get out of that shackles, and then finally being able to get into a healthy relationship again, having Christ at the center of it,
Mm-hmm.
is very important.
Very. So let me ask you now. So right now, having gone through a horrible relationship with a predatory type of personality
Yeah,
person, and now that you're in a healthy relationship, what
yeah.
message do you have for 21, 20, 19, 18-year-olds out there, even younger, who might be heading down that path? How can you help them, I guess, avoid the pain that will come with the route that they're headed right now?
First of all, love yourself. Before you think of going into a relationship with another person, go into a relationship with yourself, fall in love with yourself, and prioritize yourself more than anything.
What does that entail? If you want to unpack that a little bit.
So when you love yourself, you see, you start seeing any red flag
Mm-hmm.
like early. When someone is trying to demand you and tell
Mm-hmm.
you you're not good enough. Because
Mm-hmm.
most times you'd see most ladies now fluctuate, especially those who think like grow up seeing love around them, gravitate more towards men who don't care about them.
Yeah.
They you see ladies saying, "Oh my God, he's rude, he's mean." That's a love language. No, run. Any guy who is not prioritizing you, calling you every morning, or even putting you as a priority in his life is not the right person for you. So
Mm-hmm.
if you love yourself, you'd see that this person is not treating you as good as you would treat yourself at the moment. So you'd stay away from them.
Mm-hmm.
Because some of them will tell you, oh, if not me, no one else can be with you. You are this, you are that. You're fat.
Mm-hmm.
You're too thin. You're too this, you are too that. But they're still with you. So they're trying to make you feel less of yourself. So you feel like they're doing you a favor being with you.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them feel like that. Like they're doing you a favor. That's narcissistic men. So the best way is before you enter into a relationship, ask yourself, am I ready to do this? I'm not, am I ready to play? If it's just ladies that just want to play around, that's a different case. If you
Sure.
really need to go into a relationship, ask yourself, am I ready to do that?
Mm-hmm.
And then the moment you start talking to someone from the beginning, you already know if you're going to be with this person from with the way they talk, the way they act towards you. So keep it open a little bit. And then when you see that you're safe with this person, then you can go in 100%. But I'll just say prioritize yourself in all things.
Yeah.
Prioritize yourself first.
Good.
Love yourself. And you say just look in the mirror and say you're beautiful.
Mm-hmm. So
Say
basically,
I'm beautiful. I'm everything that anyone would.
gotcha. So basically, you telling people to, I guess, to add to that, I'd say like have a go in with a foundational type of mentality, like
Yes.
understanding who you are. And when you say love yourself, I'll also add like while you're trying to love yourself, I guess know who you are and what you're looking for. Those two
Yeah.
questions are very important, very, very paramount into anything that you're trying to do because you're not just going in it because you feel peer pressure to have a relationship because,
Yeah.
you know, all your friends are doing it, so I'm going to do it too. So that's the absolute worst way to do it. But if you're going to have a relationship, you want to be or ready to be in a relationship, why do you want
Yeah.
to be in a relationship? That's a question that
Yeah.
before you ask somebody that you're going to be in a relationship with, you should
Mhm.
answer that question first. So, and the reasons that you will have to yourself will justify whether or not you want to be in
Yeah.
a relationship. So I think, again, people need to just ask themselves the hard question and not be peer pressured. So
Mhm.
do you think, do people confuse attention with love?
Yes, most of the time
Mm-hmm.
they confuse attention with love. Someone might be paying attention to you and they don't really care about you like
Mm-hmm.
that. They're not willing to commit to you and all. And then if you, because they're showing you attention, draw close to them, they're going to take advantage of you. they're going to take advantage of you as long as you've gone flow with it. You feel like this guy's gravitating towards me. This guy smiles at me every day in school. This guy smiles at me every day at work. Okay, maybe he likes me. Never, ever, ever assume that anyone likes you. That's where the whole question of who are we now comes in. Because if you're going into a relationship with something, the person should be able to come to you and say, hey, would you be my girlfriend? And you either say yes or no. Don't go with the flow and see where it goes. You end up getting hurt at the end of the day.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Would you rather raise a successful child or an emotionally healthy child? That's going back to or what we talked about at the beginning of the show, the
Yeah.
pressure of on education on children. So the question again here is: would you rather raise a successful child or an emotionally healthy child?
I'd rather raise an emotionally healthy child
Why?
because if you're emotionally healthy, you'd be successful.
Well put.
Because in that way, you don't have any emotional blotter going through your mind. You don't have any problems in your head. Your head is clear. And when your head is clear, your brain would work correctly. Because it's emotional problems that lead people into making the wrong decisions at the end of the day. You might be successful and not happy.
Yeah. Can strict parenting build discipline while also creating emotional distance?
Strict parenting.
Yeah.
You said?
Yeah.
Yes.
Strict parenting. Yep.
Yes. I believe strict parenting it's very necessary.
Okay.
In the growth of a child. Yeah.
So you do also believe that they can create emotional distance? Or do you think both can coexist? Like where you are a very strict parent, but at the same time, you're not creating this emotional distance. So by that, I mean, you know how growing up, your parents are like, I need you to be a doctor. I need you to be an engineer. I need you to be a surgeon. Like, do you think that they're so focused on your educational success, they neglect on your emotional success, which will create that distance between you and your parents?
No, I feel like a good parent should know how to balance the two. Because when grow, that's why I'm grateful to my parents because I still was able to talk to them about anything.
Good. I think you had the best of both
yeah.
worlds. But I do think
Yes.
that does exist where parents are so strict and the kids only see them as the rule enforcer, where they never play with their kids. They never actually sit down and hear what their kids are really into, their passion and stuff like that, but they're too busy just inculcating their value, like basically they're vicariously living through their kids. And as a result, the kid never gets to be who they are. They've only been living for their parents. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it. Like while growing up, it was so beautiful. Even though once we'll be doing grudgingly doing, oh my God, this is too hard. It still was beautiful because I looked forward to seeing my dad every morning and hugging him when he gets back from work. My dad took us, me and my sister, to our very first audition.
No.
So that's also a form of support. Like, despite the fact that he's strict with the whole education thing, he still, we learned, I speak 6 different languages, not
Wow.
fluently, but
Okay.
yeah.
What do you speak? What do you speak?
I speak English. I speak Igala, which
Okay.
is my native language. I speak Korean.
Korean. Wow.
Yes.
That I didn't expect.
Korean. So those 3, I speak those 3 very well. Then the 4th one is Spanish. No, let me not put Spanish before. Hebrew. I speak Hebrew.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, although it's not 100%. And that's all because my dad studied Hebrew language in an university. So we had fun learning it together, you know.
Right,
So that's
right.
4.
Yeah.
And then 5, it's the Spanish. I'm trying to get there.
Okay.
I think I understand Spanish to an extent. And I can also communicate. I did learn that under pressure though, because I had to volunteer in Mexico twice and it was kind of hard for me. So I learned a little bit. I can communicate. So that's 5. What's the 6th one? What was the sixth one?
The French?
No. I never I consider French hard. Like while growing up,
Yeah.
I'm picking a little bit of Russian, but no, I'm not good at it. Yeah,
Mm.
just a. I feel like that's hard. Every Slovak is hard.
Kadilla. Kadilla. Хорошо. Привет. I don't know. I know a little bit. I used to work with some Russians and Ukrainians.
Really?
So, yeah. So I picked up a few things there. I think knowing multiple languages is absolutely beautiful. It comes very handy. So that's awesome. Congrats on all that. Wow. So
Yeah.
lastly, as we wrap up on this show, I'd like to ask everybody this one question, as well as all the other ones that I ask.
Really?
Looking at your life right now, where you came from, where you are now, where you want to be, what was the first domino that changed everything for you? So what was the first domino that got you into the path that you are right now and feeling excited about what the future has to offer?
My first domino?
Mm-hmm.
It was the first time I discovered a cure for something,
Okay.
a cure for toothache. It was back in school,
Okay.
and I was doing my research, and I found a substance that could cure toothache if I put it together. I've been doing research on that. So
Okay.
that really got me excited about the medical field. And I'm like, okay, I want to do this.
A
Yeah.
toothache,
It
you said.
sounds like,
Is that what you said?
yeah,
Okay.
toothache. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm currently working on that. It's not out there. I don't have a patent on it, so I can like reveal like
Right.
what it
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
exactly.
But it does
Yeah.
work.
But
Which like
yes,
oh wow, that's incredible.
so it works for toothache, headache, like any ache at all. Toothache can be so excruciating that
Yes, of
it gets
course.
if it gets to the point of sepsis, 24 hours is all it
Mm,
takes for the person to die.
wow.
So I didn't
Yeah.
have that before. And then I
Mm.
tried this on myself. I would say it works 100% because I was the first clinical trial.
So you were the guinea pig.
Yes,
Okay.
I was.
Yeah.
I tried it on myself, and the pain disappeared instantly. And the fact that I don't have to ingest it rather,
Mm-hmm.
it's just something you have to gargle,
Well, listen,
and then the
off
whole pain disappears.
offline, I need that recipe because I know people who struggle with toothache. Yeah, yeah,
Really?
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's such a
Thank you.
huge achievement, and you got to be very proud of that. And I'm happy, and I
Thank
can't
you.
wait to see where that leads. And I look forward to see it being patented. And I'm like, oh, I knew the person who actually
Yeah.
invented that. I interviewed her. Go check out this podcast. You'll see her talking about that. No, this is very awesome. And I think that's fantastic that you get to that everything that you've been through. It sounds like you are, not just a strong woman, but you are just on the path to be stronger and create bigger things and do bigger things with your life. And I think that's very admirable. So anything else you'd like to add before we wrap up?
I'm speechless.
Yeah.
I'm grateful. I'm so grateful to be on this platform today. Like it's something I've always liked to do, like interviews, podcasts. Though
Hmm.
I'm not really good. I wouldn't say I'm not good at communicating, but like
I'd say you're
it's
really
my
good at it.
words are always like one.
Hey, listen, I like that's one thing I also say on this podcast. I don't get all bugged down about, hey, how how's the delivery, how
Yeah.
professional. Of course, I'm gonna try to be professional and try to get my delivery to be on point. But at the end of the day, it's the content. What are we talking about? What can you gain from everything that we're talking about? What how is that going to impact your life? And I try to bring on people that have a story that has something of value, of substance to talk about rather than just reacting to everything that you see happening in the news. Oh, there was like an airplane crash and blah, blah, blah. It's like we all saw that. We know people died and we know it's awful. What
Yeah.
other possible take could you have on that? And again, not to knock those people who do that. I guess clearly there's a platform or a need for it. But for me, I just want to be at peace with myself when I put something out there. It's of value, and it might not be for 90% of the people or 99%
Yeah.
of all people, but the 1% gets it, and that to me, that's what this is all about. So I want to say thank you. Thank you for giving me your time. Thank you for making the time. I know we've been trying to do this for a couple weeks now, and I appreciate you coming on and just talk about everything that you just talked about. I do want to challenge people to pray for Nigeria, the Christian
Yeah.
community that's being persecuted right now. I know it's far away, but just imagine your loved one just getting
Yeah.
the short end of that. It is nothing to sleep on. At the very least, you can pray for those people and just pray for a change, pray for peace, pray for success, pray for unity, pray for love. And thank you for watching the channel. And until next time, stay safe. I love you. You know what to do. Subscribe, share it, love it, comment. Let's keep the conversation going. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Of course. Ready? Is it recording?
Hey, thank you for support.
Cut. I like that. Hey.
I'm gonna say, hey, yeah, you. Can I say yeah, you? Okay. Hey, yeah, you. Thank you for supporting the channel. Like, subscribe, and share it. Help me spread the word.